Hey, we said coming into this one that it was definitely going to be an uphill battle for Team Fish Taco. I didn't think that Team Liquid was going to have to fight so hard for their dinner, because at one point, like, this looked like it was going a very different way.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I just tweeted it. If Ona had played just a little bit better this game, they would have taken them down, right? And it was a great showing from Ona and Rosethorn, particularly in the early stages of the game, to build them that lead in the first place. Just not able to close it out. Team Liquid playing on the smallest of margins. And I gotta say, I am entertained at the damage numbers coming out for Team Liquid. There's a single person who did a lot of damage that game.
If you look at all of the letters as fingers, it kind of looks like Arrow's pointing at somebody. Josh, who could Arrow be pointing at that maybe has been very critical of his play?
Spawn?
Where's the Arrow flame right now? I'm not hearing any of it.
I mean, he played well. He gave me a couple of heart attacks that game, but
He did.
it was so. That's what we're saying, right? The smallest of margins, looking for all these small opportunities. And honestly, not getting caught in any of those spots is a really good look for Arrow, and if that can be how they continue playing, like, there's nobody that's going to be able to catch Team Liquid so far. Arrow taking some pretty good plays early on and doing so much damage when he has the items behind him.
And I want to give one final shout out before I move on here, that Arrow is a player obviously with a lot of experience. There's probably a lot of people, especially from the LEC raid from earlier, if they're still around, wondering, okay, why is this guy in a developmental league? Obviously, Team Liquid, they have a lot of other players that they're building around. Arrow's a great player to have in a roster with younger players to help catch them up to speed. And also, he's still putting on levels like performances like this. I would not be surprised if he's getting looks for future rosters, even at the LCS level or other regions going forward. So we'll see how Arrow continues on in the year, but clearly he is showing exactly what the veteranship is able to do to some of these rookies on the Rift in the Challengers League.
It's been nice for week 2 to see that Arrow has just been a focus of so much of our conversations, considering we've given so much love to everyone else over on TLC. So that's been super, super fun. This series has been fun. And hopefully, too, our Rally Cry halftime show is going to be decently fun. So for this one, I went and scoured the players' Twitters, and we're going to be pulling up a couple of their tweets, San's name. And I'm going to have you two try and figure out who tweeted it out, all right?
This is going to be easy for Arrows because his are always super out of pocket. He's got some of the weirdest tweets I've ever read, so I can already guess those ones.
You can see those ones from a mile away, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. We'll roll up our first tweet into our little segment here. That is not our first tweet. That was
that was from earlier. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I think that one was Delfino.
Yeah, that was. Maybe Delfino also
good
tweeted
job.
that out.
All right, wait, are we competing? Wait, before we get into this, am I competing against Josh, or are we a team?
Compete.
Are
Play
these
with
all
Smile in
players
Apartment
from
Gym.
this series?
It's like my
From the
coach says,
series.
play with Smile, but someone was there. Whoops. Abs day so hard, man. That's Arrow.
Yeah, that sounds like Arrow.
That's gotta
That definitely
be Arrow.
sounds like Arrow.
There was like that moment of hesitation, like Genghis, for 1 second. I was like, you just said that you could see his tweets from a mile away, and there's this hesitation. But hey, I guess the ab days that they've been building up, because he's kind of.
I actually remember seeing this tweet because I was on my way to go work out as well. And I was like, yeah, I feel that. Ab day is so hard, man. I've been doing a lot of ab work recently, and it's like, oh, man, it is not easy to keep that going.
You've been crushing the rowing machine also. You're getting the
have,
back
yeah.
workout in.
Oh, yeah. I really feel it in my thighs and butt more than anything else.
So not quite the abs. I'm not a fan of the ab days. I'm not gonna lie. I have my 1 10-minute workout. I get halfway through and I say, who needs abs anyways? Frankly,
That's more than most people. You're good.
Yeah, I don't need to be dealing that. Our next tweet, this one is gonna be accompanied by an image. So we'll roll the tweet on the bottom, and I'm gonna pull up the tweet over on
Duality of
Jungle.
Rafa.
I did this really poorly. I apologize, but.
Oh.
Whoa! Look at this. Duality of Jungle. Over here.
Of Jungle.
Okay, so this is probably Rosethorn?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
Rosethorn,
Rosethorn tweeted this one.
Neither of them tweet. That's the thing. Yeah, I guess it has to be Rosethorn, though, right? Because it is the 10-1-11. That was his score against Flyco.
That was the score of Rosethorn on the Kindred. I don't remember if that was the Vi, like if he had a scoreline like that, or if that was Yuji's scoreline, because I know he played the Kindred into the Vi. But either way, I'm going to go
Yeah,
Rosethorn.
I'm gonna go Rosethorn too.
Solid guess all
Solid
around.
guess.
Yeah, it was in fact Rosethorn, so congratulations
for
there.
two.
Make
Nice.
sure anyone in chat that you go and follow our players, especially the ones who don't quite
Yes.
tweet as much, maybe give them a little bit of more encouragement to be sharing a little bit more about their experiences on and off the red, you know?
We got the username there, too. Rosethorn LOL. Nice. Good touch.
We got it, yeah, we got it.
I mean, that's the answer.
That's the,
Yeah,
that's
true.
the answer. We have to fly the answer, you know? But,
I'm catching up, Josh. You know, I'm a little slow on the updates.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
all right, our next one, we do have an image with this one as well. I feel like you guys might have seen this one.
It's an
No,
arrow
I
again.
mean,
Arrow.
you did already
you
see
got
this
it
one. You
first.
did already see this one. We're going the other way. We're going the other way on this one, but I feel like this is a tweet that maybe was posted. No, looking at the Discord server now. I think this one was posted in the server for our next tweet.
Oh, is this the one that I posted in the server?
I hope it wasn't the one that you posted, or else
Well,
this is
the problem is I don't remember who
absolute
tweeted it.
freebie.
Is it going to be Mir's posture while playing?
Well, coincidentally, we
We'll get
just
there. We're working
love
on it.
Arrow's tweets. We just love
really
Arrow's
do.
tweets over
Yeah,
here.
Let's go Arrow.
But yeah, this
Okay.
would be the.
I saw this. I don't remember who tweeted it, though. Oh, no.
All right, well, it's
Yeah, this
definitely one of the Team Liquid games. I'm gonna guess.
Ignore the part below. The tweet
Yeah.
was, "This is Mir's position during
Yeah.
solo queue."
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm gonna
How
guess.
does he do this?
I'm gonna guess that this is APA, right? For a couple of reasons. One, it's being taken from APA's chair. Two,
True.
It's not an Arrow tweet. Three, Kim Down doesn't tweet, and we see Bradley, so he didn't take the photo. So I'm gonna guess by a process of elimination, it has to be APA.
Let me just check this real quick. I posted it in here. Wait, I know not in that chat. Live tweets. APA, yes, I agree.
it was you who tweeted this.
It was. I posted it in the Discord because I saw that going into the games. This was posted even before the game one started. It was very funny.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you didn't remember, else that would have been a little too easy. Also, good detective work there, Yoshi. I feel like
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
a decently easy answer, but like your detective work, like going through that was pretty good, honestly. So
It'd be really big brain if Mir actually tweeted that.
That would,
honestly,
that would be.
that
But
honestly-
now we know Joshi's deductive reasoning is far better than my memory, as the one who literally saw that and put it in the Discord server.
Oh,
So good job,
well,
Josh.
that means this next one maybe is not going to fare too well. So Joshi is
Okay.
exempt from this one for reasons.
Exempt?
Because
For
Joshi
reasons.
actually made the original tweet. As we roll our next one, this was a reply to Joshi talking about first time experiencing competitive.
I do remember this one.
Thought I was faker for that league. I wanted to continue playing competitive after this tournament. I also remember Joshi casting my matches. Thank you for sharing this. This is way, way back, mid for Cypress High School, and Joshi was play-by-playing at that time.
What?
I
Play-by-play
was,
casting.
yeah.
What? Okay, so it's got to be a player. Is it going to be O Nation then? I feel like it's O Nation. If we're talking comparing themselves to Faker, this sounds like somebody who's newer to the league or was having a conversation
All
with
right,
him.
hold on, Steve. I'll give you another hint. They were playing Cassiopeia that tournament.
Oh, is it APA then? APA is the bigger Cassiopeia player. APA.
I wish we already had. I'll give you one more guess because we did already have APA on the roll. I wouldn't pick
Okay,
two
okay, so
tweets
you're
from the
not
same
double
player.
dipping.
I'm not.
And it's not Onet?
Nope.
It's not Onet.
Bradley.
Nope. This one, actually, funny enough, you were talking about the fact that Kim Down doesn't tweet. Well, Kim Down does reply to tweets. So Joshi tweeted this at him, and we did get a response on this
Come
one.
on.
Yeah, this was he was playing for Cypress High School. He was playing mid lane in that event, and while they didn't win the whole thing, they were one of the best high school teams at that LAN. And I think it was one of the direct reasons why we saw Kim Down going from playing in the high school level to playing for UC Irvine shortly after that.
Pretty cool. I mean, honestly, shout outs to you, Josh. I didn't realize you were a play-by-play at one point even. What am I doing here? What do I add to this
Joshi just did the
podcast?
cast by himself.
My play-by-play is better than people think, but now that I've said that, it's not that good.
All right, our last and
Better than you
final
think,
one.
but worse than you expect. You know?
We got
Now that I've said
one
that, yeah.
final one. We got one final one before we get into this. All right, I feel like this one should be pretty easy. to guess on who this would be because it literally says it. You know, there's little spoilers in the thing.
Is this
Team Fish Taco's
Fish Taco,
Twitter account?
perhaps?
It is. It is.
Wow.
So, you know, they were close to upsetting the #1 team in NACL, so they have another crack at it.
Almost.
Coming on up because we do have a game 2 on the way. Hey, I feel like just a couple of little moments aside, Joshi, this could have been a very different conversation we're having right now.
And I think the big player, again, that I kind of put a highlight on is the one person I need to step up just a little bit is Onat, right? He was so close to landing so many of those crucial stuns, but perhaps it was a little bit too obvious. People were able to react to what he was trying to do and just barely missing, playing on the edges of his ranges.
Well, see if this one, it's just how this one will be, if it's going to be Taco that can in fact get that upset, or if TLC is just too strong in the end. We have our draft. I'll see you two later.
Thank you, Sierra and Joshi. I gotta say, in my opinion, I was thinking about this during the game.
Yeah.
Annie mid is basically...
Our score is wrong.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it should be 10-1. Yeah, that was Team Liquid's double-digit win right there.
Double-digit win.
Boom.
Anyway, you're thinking about this.
Good catch. Well,
Don't hurt
regardless,
yourself.
Annie mid, I've been thinking about this. It's pretty much all of the power, or at least most of the power, is packed into that one big engage. Like you're talking about. That's what you have to do. That's why we're looking at Onat as, like, if you just had a couple better engages, getting that Rocket Belt in with the Hibbers and landing it. And I was like, what other champions in different roles are like that? Kind of like Skarner, kind of like Malphite, right? Like we need to make a whole, we need to make a category of the champs that's like everything is in one ability, and that one ability is what gets them that win. So Annie's the Skarner of mid lane. I've decided.
Okay. Now, you want to know a fun fact, Steve, about my recent escapades in League of Legends?
No.
No.
TLC, ban. All right, tell me. Let me know.
Whenever I want to actually win a game, I've been playing Annie because I am so good at making one button press and winning games off of it. Everything else you ask me to kite, nah, that's not happening. But as we start getting into this one, it is going to be Team Liquid. They are 10-1 at this point, and Team Liquid have been looking quite good, and honestly, just a cut above every other team, right? Their ability to play on small margins is second to nobody else in the league. And Team Fish Taco, they were inches away from finding their upset here over Team Liquid.
Very, very close. But now they find themselves on the red side. They're going to go forward with a very standard ban of the Nico, Melio, and the Yuumi. What I consider to be kind of the pressure bans on the red side. You got to take away Nico, and then oftentimes if you don't want to play either Melio or Yuumi, you have to ban away both of them yourself. Whereas Team Liquid banning away more niche picks in the Olaf and the Volibear. Going for that Aphelios, still for Arrow, so Taco, go for the Kindred and the Olaf.
Yeah,
or rather, Gragas.
True.
Olaf's on the
has them
bans. Words, phrases,
still,
beards.
it's the same combination for Team Fish Taco. They feel like they were so close to winning that last game, and I honestly don't blame them. It's something that I would definitely consider doing again, but one of the crucial bans that is still up now, I mean, there are two. These have been two of Mirror's best champions so far throughout his tenure here in North America. The Vi and the Wukong are both available. And you seem hesitant.
Just going to click a couple buttons here.
I love clicking buttons. Actually,
remember
I only like clicking
remember
buttons.
that game that Rosethorn popped off?
Yeah, yeah.
Just want to remind everybody of what that jungle matchup was. All right, good luck. Good luck, Mir. Hopefully you have better fortunes than Yuji did that last time around. We'll have the Cassante alongside with that Vi. Still a strong jungle pick. Can't lock somebody down. But the problem being that the Kindred has time to press R in response to the Vi pressing R. So which R button is going to do more work?
Yeah, I mean, it really is about trying to find these small angles coming through, and Mir seems very confident in their ability to make that happen, and Spawn goes right on back to the Zarya on the far side of the map. Team Liquid have a strong front line, better tools with which to engage, and if there's not an Ahri ban coming through here from Team Fish Taco, I am very confident that APA will try and snap it up for themselves.
Yeah, it pairs very well with that Vi. A lot of pick potential there. Team Fish Taco will also go with the Zeri. Aphelios is locked in for Team Liquid, but no supports. Important to note. So Team Fish Taco will probably be going for that Lulu, I imagine. Takes it away from the Aphelios. You also get it for the Zeri. And they can ban away that Cassiopeia mid lane. Okay, TLC have the same idea. So they banned the Lulu themselves. Support pool is going to be kind of weird this game then.
I
Interesting.
mean, one of the big things that we do have to know, right? NXI still trying to find their way into the game. There were a couple crucial picks where NXI was standing in wrong places and not moving with the rest of the team. Honestly, moving a lot more like the jungler, where you are a bit tanky. You don't need to protect your health bar to quite the same degree. As we start looking at this one, the Ahri is still available. If Onat is not going to be picking this, it's definitely going to be going over to APA afterwards.
I wouldn't be surprised if Onat grabs it, though, unless they want to play the Annie into it, because Annie is still available. Okay, it's Team Liquid that banned the Ahri instead.
I think this means that Onat's playing Annie again.
Yeah, that would make sense, but remember, the APA's champ pool is gigantic. Like, APA will probably have other answers into the Annie as well.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that you definitely want to be picking up a support in this position, so it doesn't force Onat to be on that Annie. Now we're giving some engage tools over to NXI. They were on the Milio game 1, where they were playing a very defensive role. Didn't necessarily have the greatest opportunity to showcase any like major plays during that one. And now on the Rakan, we will be putting them under a much harsher microscope, because they're the ones who have to be making plays happen this time around. And so we look over towards Team Liquid. One of the things that they were suffering from last game was a lack of ability to get fights started on their terms. They were really forced to play a pressure game. Now it looks like, as the Annie does get locked in, that they will have the opportunity to get things started whenever they want.
Both APA and Mir will have go buttons to start these fights up, whether it's the Annie stun or the Vi just going in with that ultimate ability. So what does Onat want to play into this now? Trying to think of the champions that can really kite back and play defensively against these engage tools, as it's Kim down on the Renata Glask. Okay, so anti-engage on TLC side as well.
And an interesting way to try and deal with the ultimates coming out from Rosethorn and Lunacia. It's not the most effective thing in terms of making them do damage to each other, but it is effectively kind of like a stun with a little bit of extra damage tagged onto it coming out from Kim Down, and he really showcased a lot of play last time around. And then, it is going to be Onat's Gragas coming through this time, and Lunacia going right on back to the Jags. I think this is a really cool flex coming out from Team Fish Taco, and this is where Lunacia has made their bread and butter. And I know we talked about the stats earlier. We know that Bradley was doing better than Lunacia in the solo kill stats as of earlier today. And now, as Lunacia going back onto the Jags, this is another angle for them to try and find an advantage in a different place on the map.
Could be a big opportunity. Lunacia made a reputation in spring for being the player that would play the carry picks, was playing a lot of the Jags, playing things like the Olaf as well, and now back towards that comfort here. Onat on the Gragas into the Annie matchup, something that also is reminiscent of a lot of the spring meta. We saw a lot of this matchup back then. So I think Team Fish Taco, 2 games in a row, are getting drafts that are very comfort picks for themselves. Team Liquid Challengers, trying out different things, though, this time around. Kim down on the Renata Glask, not something that we've seen as much of because of all the focus on these enchanters, but still does have a role to play. Let us know what you think by spamming in Twitch chat TLC if you're a Team Liquid believer, or Team Fish Taco if you still think that they can get their lunch.
I also think that one of the things that we have to highlight from Kim Down was his growth as a Renata Glask player in spring, where it really allowed Team Liquid to take a lot more control over the playoffs, just based on the ability to stop a lot of the Rakan players on this champion. And now, as they are going to be bringing it to this one, I'm expecting Team Liquid's bottom lane to have a lot of success. If Arrow and Kim Down don't come out of this lane with a big lead, I would be very surprised.
It can be really tough for the Rakan to play into this pick. You go in for the engage, you just get pushed back, there's shields. Even if you get the kill, there's a chance Arrow comes back. There's a lot to track and to deal with this combo. And yes, Kim Down, while Spring Split was a slow start to him as a player, there were some questions based on the Team Liquid tryouts that they had publicly streamed. I even was watching a lot of those. Shout out to Gubby, who was coaching, as to why Team Liquid chose Kim Down. But by the end of Spring Split, those doubters were, for the most part, silenced. Kim Down had a great split, all things considered. You mentioned before, one of the most improved players, if not the most improved player. Cool to see him back on one of these champs. It kind of turned into a comfort pick for him towards the end.
And now as we take a look at this, usually when we look at Gragas players, the most effective ones have been the ones who have been around the block for a little while, just because they are used to playing it back in previous seasons. But Onat, as a younger player, let me double check. I believe this might be his first showing on this character in summer, and a very different look overall for Team Fish Taco in this way. He's been so focused on playing a lot of these characters that can be a little bit more aggressive with a more crowd control to play with. It's not crowd control, but damage.
Sure. Hey, that's the ultimate crowd control, right?
True.
If you kill them, then they can't move. That's generally how the game goes. Early advantage in the lane for Arrow and Kim down as they push spawn and NXI back under turret, and also get a good chunk onto spawn there. We do see Mirror passing towards bot side while Rosethorn's passing top. If they can do that a little bit more, maybe there's a chance at a dive, but we haven't seen too many early game dives bot lane so far this year. So maybe that's not in the cards. We'll see what Mir decides to do here.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for a Vi to go for fights against the Kindred early on, unless you have the red buff and can land the Q, in which case sometimes you can make that work. But with Rosethorn on the far side of the map, and both the top lane pushing for Team Fish Taco and the bottom lane pushing for Team Liquid, doesn't look like we're likely to see a whole lot of kerfuffles happening at this point of the game. We really will have to pay a bit more attention to what happens around the Scuttlecraft, because this Kindred on the top side means that it's more likely to spawn a mark on the bottom side of the map.
See where it happens, as that will be spawning very shortly here. Mir already passing up, has completed the clear, so has Rosethorn. So it really comes down to the 50-50, the coin flip right now, but Rosethorn's actually passing towards mid lane. Maybe Onat sets something up. No, they decide not to, and the mark is bot side. You can see it's not top, so that means it's got to be down there. Mir will take this away from Rosethorn 2 games in a row.
Yeah, and good stuff coming out from Mir, and Rosethorn getting spotted. This way was pushing out for Bradley.
Ooh, stutter steps, but Bradley then walks back up to trade again. Mir will actually look for a dive down here. Spawn's in trouble. Lockdown for now. Big knockup from NXI, and Spawn turning the play. Kim down with a handshake. First blood to Spawn. Arrow will walk back up, but cannot find anything. Onat teleports into the bot lane to get a second kill for the team.
Wow.
2-0 up for Taco.
Wow, fantastic stuff from Team Fish Taco to completely stifle everything that Team Liquid are doing. This guy's out of mana.
Okay, Bradley has a big wave to play with too, so he's actually sticking in the wave right now. One more Q. Actually jumps away. Trying to play around Lunacia right now, who's getting that mana back, but level 5 for Bradley means Lunacia probably doesn't want this 1v1. Rosethorn's coming up. So is Mir. We could have a big old scrap up here. Stun lands, and Bradley's focused down. As the flash available, gets out of there. APA even joins in. Rosethorn does get the kill onto Bradley and flashes away himself. No answer yet for Team Liquid. I don't think Mir's going to catch anybody here.
Yeah, flash stun.
Oh, the flash double stun. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Now stun back up under turret. Mir in trouble. 2 turret shots. Almost goes down himself, but APA does push Rosethorn back.
Wow. I mean, again, Team Fish Taco stifling everything that Team Liquid are trying to do early on in the game. And APA?
The final auto wasn't enough. Wait a minute, what's going on?
Team Liquid, the Bears of margins, we were praising them for playing on these in game 1. Now not able to find these kills in APA. There's no way he catches this, right? Oh,
I don't think so, yeah. Lunacia sells the flash available. No shot that the Annie's able to catch up. Let's get another look. This was a lot of action all over the map, but it started with the dive.
Yeah, and Kim Down starts off by tanking up the turret and puts the bail on themselves, but just not able to find the damage going through. The heal is there. All the battle dances keep Spawn alive, and Arrow has to get on out from that one. A very tough position for Team Liquid to find themselves in again, but they are no strangers to this. This is how they were really trying to play both in 2022 and in 2023. They put themselves to be the ones who have to be strong.
Oh! The combo from Onat, body slamming to stop the Vault Breaker, and landing everything else, just assassinates Mir in his own jungle. I know that you were just saying Team Liquid, no slouches in the comeback department. They can find ways back into these games, but Team Fish Taco are really pushing them to the limits here.
Yeah, Bradley looking for 6.
Okay, Lunacia is actually just bopping it. Is looking for 6, like you said, but I don't think he's going to get it. Lunacia gets it first. Now Bradley has the all-out. Actually, flips him back. All-out does not get Lunacia under turret. So Lunacia can walk back to the wave. Meanwhile, Dragon taken for Team Fish Taco. Bradley's getting nothing in the 1v1.
Absolutely not. And even though he's got a bit of a CS lead based on all of the fights that we were seeing happening earlier on, it is still Team Fish Taco 1,500 gold up. Now, this is something that we did see from Team Liquid a lot in both 2022 and spring 2023. They would be the ones who put the burden of execution on themselves in order to try and improve for the long haul, right? They would give up a couple of games, but this is definitely one where, again, we were not expecting this to be a particularly interesting series. Team Fish Taco have not been able to find nearly as many wins as Team Liquid so far, and Team Liquid, by going for those dives, by trying to make these plays happen, have put themselves in a monster hole. And Rosethorn, this is you're talking about, is building up a lead up against Mirror's Buy. This is the kind of situation where you put Rosethorn in a position to be incredibly strong, and he allows Spawn to really go underneath the radar for most of the game.
I'm getting flashbacks to the game yesterday where Rosethorn was able to put a Vi in a very early grave. And this time around, it seems very similar. Mir is still staying up in the CS department, is not getting completely shut out from his own jungle, but Rosethorn has been accelerated, will be getting that Trinity Force very early in this game. I don't know how many stacks he has, though. Can we actually get a look at Rosethorn? I'd love if observers could highlight the Kindred to see. Only 2 stacks, so not crazy accelerated. I know that by this time in yesterday's series, I believe he already had 4 stacks.
Yeah.
But still, accelerated nonetheless.
Definitely strong as the ultimate comes through from ONAT.
APA still no flash, and Rosethorn was in the area. ONAT is setting up so beautifully. Joshi, I think your tweet might have activated something in ONAT. He's like, all right, you want to see better play? How about this?
Yeah, honestly, super good coming through from ONAT to really take control. When AP and Mirror fall behind, we've seen what can happen to their ability to play the mid game. They just will not have the damage for a lot of these upcoming fights. And now, Mirror poking his head around. AP doesn't have the teleport. He's got a couple of crucial steals and secures, but this is not one that they are going to be trying to make happen. Instead, Team Liquid giving over an objective here to Team Fish Taco, who also already grabbed the first dragon of the game. It does feel as though Team Fish Taco, in their ability to respond to everything that Team Liquid have done, have put themselves in a spot where they can kind of rest for a little while. They have a ton of strong scaling tools, and by picking up this first dragon, like we were talking about with AoE, have bought time for those tools to scale.
I gotta say, again, going back to yesterday's series, that a similar thing was happening in that ONAT and Rosethorn play the mid-jungle really well when they're on the same page. They have the ability to just shut people out. We're seeing that again right here. Like ONAT's ability to engage these fights, punish APA for having no flash, and then Rosethorn being in the right place at the right time to follow up. They're putting together a good highlight reel of mid-jungle plays together. Lunacia, Bradley doing a lot of damage right here. The all-out's used, stunned up. Lunacia doesn't land it. Bradley flashes out of range. Now Lunacia's in a lot of trouble trying to escape, but Bradley on the chase. I imagine Cassante can catch this, especially with APA blocking the retreat path. Lunacia can't get anything back. Bradley just dancing around the Jack's range and will claim the solo kill.
Yeah, I think he's trying to give that one over to APA, but just making sure he has no chance of going down themselves, so that it is still a solo kill for Bradley coming out up in the top lane here. He's done a good job building up a CS lead as well, which is very surprising considering how good Lunacia has been on this champion historically. But ONAT and Rosethorn pulling a page out of the Mirror APA book, looking for a bottom lane dive, not able to make that happen. The wave isn't big enough, and Mirror right around the corner, make sure that nothing happens. But I would not be surprised if we saw a Rift Herald coming out from these guys relatively soon. ONAT has the ability to move around the map basically unperturbed, and can absolutely look for another dive in a sec.
Oh, okay. You know what? Ambitious, ONAT. Missing the Everfrost and still going for the explosive cask. Does not knock APA back towards his own jungler, but either way, we'll chunk out APA just barely. Like you said, dragging up shortly, and the explosive cask should be up around the time of that spawning, so I don't imagine that that will amount to much.
Yeah. Look at this. Rosethorn and NXI grouping up, trying to find anybody as they move around, and Kim Down will spot them out. Should not be having an opportunity for a dive, but you do have an opportunity to put a lot of damage down onto this turret, potentially even drop the Herald for even more gold. Matt and Rosethorn both get half of that play. Here's where Rosethorn is going. It looks like they don't believe in Team Liquid's ability to go for the dragon themselves. And again, like Team Liquid are the ones who should be feeling they need to find some opportunities to play with this hand.
They can still path towards the dragon, so I don't imagine Taco will just give it over. They just want to get more efficient passing for Rosethorn. They will take the Raptors. Onat's just poking out APA even more heavily now. And now Rosethorn will start up the Dragon. Oh my god, okay.
Nice flash
from APA. Might be the turnaround play, but NXI is there to answer. Onat barely lives. And Mir body blocked by NXI, who gets out of there too. Well played yet again by Onat, this time backed up by his support.
Honestly, really good stuff from Onat. So close to taking down APA in that 1v1. And still, I mean, lots of good stuff coming out from Team Fish Taco. Now that Onat has the confidence necessary, he's been going for a lot more of these plays. They've been way more successful now on the Gragas than they were on the Annie before that. Team Fish Taco really started to accelerate into this game. And the thing that we were kind of missing last game was they were really just turning a lot of Team Liquid's plays on their head. But this is Team Fish Taco going for plays of their own.
And against a player like APA, who we've been touting so far this split as one of the main characters, impressing us greatly and getting punished again. Third death of the game. Onat and Rosethorn are giving APA no quarter, no chill, no chance to get back into this early game. He's going to lose a fourth play mid lane. His turret will still live, but this is kind of crushing right now. Team Fish Taco have a clear target on APA's back.
Yeah, and we were looking at the people who could potentially be the big winners here for Team Liquid, right? Arrow was the one who did so much of his team's damage in the first game. He's going to be the one who has to step up yet again, right? We look at this Vi and Annie, they are very far behind. While yes, they have some crucial crowd control, they're not going to be having the same kind of damage necessary to blow up all of these different members. And Spawn should be getting way too tanky for Team Liquid to try and deal with. But Team Liquid, they can always rely on having Aphelios if they can get to those 3-item breakpoints to deal with all of these members of Team Fish Taco. They're just so far away from it at this point. I'm trying to come up with ways for them to consistently actually put themselves in a spot where they can even get to those options.
I mean, early game, it seems maybe player on Bradley could be the answer. He does have a 30 CS lead up over his opponent, taking a second turret play for himself. Really the only member of Team Liquid that's like any semblance of being ahead, as Arrow is basically just even bot lane. But let's look at the total gold here. You have Rosethorn, Onat. They are leading the charge right now. Spawn and Arrow, there's a small lead for Spawn, but it really is Bradley that's got the lead over his lane opponent. That's the only strong side Team Liquid have to play with.
Yeah. Now, that's the idea. They're looking for Lunacia.
They're playing with it. Okay, pulls him back, all out, dodged by Lunacia. And now they re-engage under the turret. Mir follows up, Bradley gets the kill, and Mir is out of there. Just as we said it, Team Liquid have the same game plan, play to Bradley's lane.
Yeah, if they can get him ahead, they can start looking for this Rift Herald as well, trying to find a bit more gold back into their pockets, but they are leaving Onat uncontested on the far side of the map, and that's a couple of big ultimates that they will not have to try and take this Rift Herald. So, Team Liquid, as they start setting up, gotta look at how Arrow wants to be positioning. Normally, the big criticisms I've had is the same things that make him a good laner have made him sit very often caught, right? He will contest so many waves and so many minions that he doesn't necessarily need to. He can try and step up in these upcoming fights.
Yeah, Bradley's trying to contest here onto Onat. Doesn't get him. Team Fish Taco on the Herald. And Mir's on the other side of the Rift, so this should be picked up clearly by Team Fish Taco, who are controlling so much of Summoner's Rift right now. Lunacia is really the only weak link in the armor of Team Fish Taco, but even then, he's Jax. He will theoretically get to a point where he can still handle his own in a side lane. Still struggling to get to that first item, though. He has been put very far behind as he pushes in another wave up here, but now it's Bradley versus Onat. I actually like this from Team Liquid Challengers. I put Bradley, the strong member, into this Gragas lane. Get Annie out of there. Give AP a break, because I think AP at this point can handle a Jax much more easily than this Gragas.
Yeah, for now at least, right? Lunacia is definitely behind. As the Jax does scale up, it will get more difficult for APA. But I kind of want to take a step back here from this spot and kind of reflect on this week coming out from Team Fish Taco, because on the one hand, yes, they haven't won this game yet. That still needs to come through. But on the other hand, they took a game off of FlyQuest Challengers in a way I don't think anybody was expecting. They blew them out of the water in one game. Now they've already pushed Team Liquid to the brink in this one and are definitely leading in game 2 as Team Liquid try and make a bunch of plays and fail. But now Team Liquid,
Team Liquid, they just overload onto one side of the rift, onto the strong member. They actually claimed the kill there. Well done. Team Liquid do this all the time when they are behind, which isn't often, but when they are, they just put everybody onto one side of the map. Now Lunacia teleported in, realized maybe that was a mistake. Gets back to his tier 2 turret, but Team Liquid Challengers have already claimed 1 kill. They'll take a turret alongside of it, get a big injection of gold into their pockets.
Yeah, a bit of an uncharacteristic move from Team Liquid as well, as they take all 5 members and send them towards the top side, leaving this mid lane turret completely undefended. The Ripcar will get another charge, and Team Fish Taco should grab the dragon as well. So Team Liquid, they get the top lane turret and they get the kill there, but they give up a lot for it. Now Team Liquid, when they start moving back out, they're going to be teleporting. That's Bradley going.
Big flank from Bradley. No
Spotted.
all out available, but he has the flash. No teleport answer from Lunacia. Dragon is secure, but
Okay.
Bradley's in
No
there. Mirror's
way.
in the pit as well. Team Fish Taco have to fight their way out of here. And they do just that. That's flash from Bradley. He's going to have to try and get over this wall. Dashes Onat into the fight now. They're doing a lot of damage. Explosive cast.
Oh.
Back. No way! Oh, the hitbox on the very edge gets Arrow into the team, and that is a 1 fight for Team Fish Taco.
Wow, I said Oda needed to play just a little bit better on the very edge of that explosive cask. Brings them right on back, and both Arrow and APA dying here with their flashes available. Team Fish Taco get their 3rd dragon. And Rosethorn looking for Mir.
He's on top of him. Bradley's nearby, but Rosethorn's already done so much damage. Has the Lancer's fight, taking damage himself. But he is alive for now. Kim Down's joining in. Hostile takeover, but the re-engage from Onat and friends. NXI with a triple knockup, and that is 3 more dead. Team Fish Taco are exploding this lead and just decimating Team Liquid Challenger in the mid game.
Honestly, incredible stuff coming out from Team Fish Taco, right? They are all in on every single one of these fights. They see someone, they kill someone. They are moving around. They got so much gold based on what they did before. And Rosethorn and Onat, yet again, when they beat FlyQuest Challengers, it was these two who did the bulk of damage. It's these two had the bulk of the kills, and it's happening again, all over again. They are so strong. They have the perfect combination for the Kindred and the Gragas as well. And I can only imagine what they're going to be looking for next, because Onat, even when they were just a little bit off with a lot of the engages, was still going for them. And now on the Gragas, he's had some fantastic engages, and
Teleport coming in.
top lane.
Get your passports out. We're going to the O Nation, baby. He's back on the APA again. And they just cannot leave this guy alone. That is another kill picked up by Onat.
He even gets the 50 gold off of the Tibbers as well. Team Liquid, they're trying to stand up, but with 30 seconds left before the Baron to even spawn, Team Fish Taco, like, all right, well, what do we do now?
Rosethorn doesn't have the Lamster Spite, but he does have NXI backup. Spawn's coming in as well. NXI played that so well! Buying so much time, but Spawn's in trouble. He does survive.
Oh.
Mir goes down. Double kill to Spawn. NXI saving the play.
Playing on the edges yet again. Kim Down, trying to find his way out.
Spawn's
That's
still
it,
on the
should get
hunt. Don't jump over there. Okay, jumped in the correct area. I thought he was going to go with the log way right into Bradley's arms. But he does survive. Lunacia is back on the board. And that's 3 members dead for Team Liquid. So Baron picked up for Taco.
Do we have to start talking about Team Fish Taco as a top team in the league, right? Like, I can't
Maybe.
imagine. I can't imagine they're going to drop the game from this position, right? Team Fish Taco, again, taking 2 of our strongest teams down. But it's been so inconsistent from these guys. And now they're getting pushed off the Baron again. I feel horrified at the idea that we could even talk about an idea of Team Liquid coming back.
This is Team Liquid. So,
But it's,
never
exactly,
say
that's the
never.
thing that's so scary.
Okay, watch NXI here. I really want to focus on the Rakan. Look at how well he plays this. Buys so much time.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a huge difference maker, right? Because NXI is able to get out, and Rosethorn takes forever to go down. And his arrow is so close to picking up the last bit of damage on Spawn. They're just able to keep Kim Down out of the fight until Lunacia is able to pick him up.
And yes, Team Liquid Challengers push Team Fish Taco off of that Baron. But we're right back to the Rift, and all the gold has been spent. Look at the item differential right now. Just Rosethorn versus Mir. Like,
Yeah.
that is insane. How far ahead Team Fish Taco are. That's 7,500 gold lead, pretty much all in Rosethorn and Onat, and they're right back on the Baron. So Team Liquid Challengers will have to contest again.
NXI's flank, he's in a perfect position. We were looking at Lunasia being the one trying to do it before, but NXI now on the Rakan having a great start to the game, pushing Team Liquid away, and look for Onat. He's been the one who's actually been going for a lot of these engages.
Here's spots at NXI now. They got the teleport out of Bradley. I think that's all Team Fish Taco needed. Just get out of there now. They get engaged onto the sloppy spot. That could be Team Liquid's way back into the game. Bradley was trying to push bot lane. There are objective bounties on these turrets, so if Team Liquid Challengers want to get back in the game, they need to start picking those up. But they lose their teleport on their split push member, or arguable split push member. I know Kasade's not necessarily known for that exclusively, but he no longer necessarily has that option. So next time around, Team Fish Taco can actually look to commit to that Baron.
I think the horrifying thing, too, is that Team Fish Taco, right, like, they can just leave this dragon. I think it actually makes sense because the Chemtech Soul, not particularly impressive. Like, it's better now that you do have the Kindred and get the extra stats as you get low on the Lamb's Respite. But even then, right, like, they don't need to take it. The Elder Dragon is like Team Liquid's one, like, comeback condition. If you just never give that to them, then how do Team Liquid win?
Yeah, you could just give the Dragon, go for the Baron yourself, start sieging up. Arrow, big. Moonlight Vigil, actually not that big. Only hits Onat, and Lunasia gets splashed at AP, and the stun misses from Tibbers. No response. Lunasia just juking that somehow. Now onto the Dragon. It could come down to a steal from Mir. No flash available, so it's going to just be a Vault Breaker over the wall, already charging it up. Is he going to go for it? Has the Blast Cone. Does he take it? Oh, not even in time. It just bursted down, and now Mir's locked down. Rosethorn gets the kill. Team Fish Taco are doing it.
They're
clean
doing
gameplay,
everything.
dominating fights, and clean objective control on top.
And now they're going to be moving over towards the Baron. And how are Team Liquid supposed to contest this? Their main engage tool has not had an opportunity at all. And Rosethorn, yet again, in the Kindred Vibe matchup, just like you were talking about, absolutely dominating the game. You said you were worried.
No.
I wasn't nearly as worried, but man, apparently there is something in the water here for Rosethorn on this Jade. They're going to be picking up the Baron for themselves at just under 24 minutes. And with Team Liquid on the opposite side of the map, sure, they'll get the objective bounty on the outer turret, but who cares? They're up 10,000 gold already from this position. They have so much control. And as you're talking about the item differential, if Arrow gets the 3 items, maybe there's an outside chance, but Spawn is already at 3 and Arrow is still just completing a second.
A reminder that this is the 10th place team versus the first place team in the standings as of right now. Maryville picking up a couple more wins. Team Fish Taco were in that position alone. And now they are on the precipice of picking up a win. They would still be 10th place after winning this if they take down Team Liquid. And Team Liquid would still be first place. That just shows how big of an upset this is and how surprising it is to see Team Fish Taco play this clean. Onat in particular leading the charge. NXI backing up. All out from Bradley. Gets NXI into a really awkward spot as now everybody else is engaging onto Lunasia from Team Liquid. They do pick up the top laner. Team Fish Taco did not claim a kill for their own. They will just push in the Baron and get that middle inhibitor. They're threatening the game with 4 members up. Team Liquid Challengers need to get back into base. Bradley in trouble. Does survive as Team Fish Taco have the Cannon Mini to play with, but you gotta watch for APA's flank. He has Tibbers. You gotta respect that. Rosethorn just jumps in on top of him, and APA is down! Tim Down lands nothing with the hostile takeover, and now Team Liquid are right back on the defense.
Wow. I was expecting that this was going to be a series where Team Liquid would just kind of calm down and just take a standard game, but Team Fish Taco with their counterplay over and over they go.
Here's going for a big engage. Oh, double root coming in there from Onat. Spawn with a double kill. And Team Fish Taco on their victory lap. Who could have guessed it? It's not even Tuesday, but Team Fish Taco will take the win against Team Liquid.
What is happening with Team Fish Taco? They lose 0-2 to wild card at the beginning of the day, and then on Sunday they absolutely blast FlyQuest Challengers, and then today they push Team Liquid to the brink in Game 1 and slaughtered them in Game 2. This is a team that has had so many strong upsides. It's just about trying to make that more consistent from this roster. Team Fish Taco finding another one. I didn't think this was going to be an interesting series. I thought it was going to be Team Liquid blasting them completely, but it feels like every time I say that, the underdog is just coming back and having something awesome to do.
Keep doing it, Josh. It's making the games fun. And I got to ask, when you put out that tweet, because you said you publicly tweeted this. Everyone go check out Joshi's Twitter now.
Yeah, this is a good quote retweet moment.
Did you at Onat when you tweeted that? that?
Didn't, but
You didn't.
I didn't.
I still feel like he might have seen it because he turned that gameplay around and was a huge difference maker in that early game. So I can't wait to hear from one of the members from Team Fish Taco as we send it to a short break. And Sierra is back with an interview of one of the victorious players. We'll see you there.
Go ratio me.
Well, after a really fun and awesome series, I have a Verizon post-game interview with Rose Thorne from Team Fish Taco. First off, congratulations on the tie. That second game. You're the 10th place team taking down the #1 team that we have right here in Challengers. How are you feeling?
I mean, definitely feels really good. We knew this week was going to be hard. Like, we played 2 academy teams, and Wildcard is like a pretty good amateur team. And we got like really minimal practice. So, I mean, honestly, even today it should have been a 2-0. But yeah, we're definitely like super pumped about it, and we're going to 6-0 next week.
Yeah, talk to me about that first game, because for a while it looked like it was going to go in the way of that 2-0, but it slipped away just at the end. What caused that?
I mean, we definitely just got a little too nervous, like around the Baron. We were so far ahead, we're like, oh, we can just pull Baron. But honestly, or we thought we were that far ahead because we had so many kills, but when I looked back at it, like, gold was actually still pretty close. But yeah, we just got a little too nervous, tried to do too much, and then Arrow Aphelios, he just got too fed, so.
Happens like that, but hey, it's definitely interesting watching Team Fish Taco, because I want to talk about your game yesterday too, going up against Fly C, because that one was also just insane to watch. I logged into Twitter, see the Team Fish Taco account, like, yo, when does Fly C start playing? And see you have 25 kills at 22 minutes, but then drop the next series, the next game. Like, do you feel like there's a consistency issue with the team, or because sometimes there's just bangers coming out from the squad?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just, like I said, we didn't get that much practice this week because most of us, we just moved into an apartment in Chicago. So like we're all 4 of us are together now. As for why it was like such a, like we stomped them game 1, they stomped us back game 2. I think we just kind of messed up in draft in game 2 and like also like didn't play defensively when we should have. So it just like snowballed. I think it's really hard to like come back from a game right now actually. Like there's a lot of like snowballing in general. So yeah, I think when we get more practice though, we'll end up becoming more consistent and we're for sure going to be able to take these wins like more often for sure.
And then you just mentioned that you haven't gotten much practice in with moving into the apartment with 4 of the squad. How has that been so far, being with the team?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been really fun. Like we're all really close, and we agreed that if we're gonna like try to do NACL together, we're gonna try to like go all out. So thankfully we got like a really cheap apartment, and even though it's like really cheap, it's also really big, and we have like each of our own rooms. The internet is good, and yeah, we've been like going out for food as well. So it's been fun. We're like reviewing together too. So it's definitely like it's my first time like having this kind of experience because when I was in academy, it was always just like you have an office and then like everyone has their own like apartments and stuff. So living together, like it's definitely really fun so far.
I'm glad that you've been enjoying the experience, and with the team, like, hey, we're in Challengers, we're taking this seriously, we're going all out. Currently, as it stands, even after that win, still the 10th place team. It's only week 2 though, so I'm curious, when you're looking at the other teams and the potential that I know that the squad has, where you think that you would end up when we're looking further down the line, whereabouts in the rankings?
Yeah, I mean, even though we're 10th, like I think we're still not that far behind other teams. Like, I think we salvaged enough wins to be able to get close to the top. I think catching up to TL is going to be really hard because every other team's going to lose to them anyway. So I mean, I think we're gunning for like at least top 3 by the end of the regular season.
All right, I'm excited to see it, especially too. The wins that Team Fish Taco has gotten, they have been so dominant, so that's been so fun. I'll let you go hang out with the team after that win, because I'm sure there's going to be some celebratory food on the line, but before I let you go, if you have any shout-outs or any final words.
Yeah, just shout out to my teammates and the staff. Like they've all been like working really hard, and yeah, just thanks to all the fans as well. We're a lot better than our record shows. We're gonna scale really hard this split, so just watch out for us.
Best of luck, congrats again on that second game victory. Have a good rest of your night, okay?
Thank you. You guys too.
All right. Now with a fun 1-1 series that's only midway through our day, as we still have Wildcard going up against DSG next. We're going to take a short break, but be back soon. You're not going to want to miss it.